Hello, minasan, and welcome back to Horizon Zero Dawn. So, as you can see, we have actually officially got the last text for the world, which is Odyssey ready. Far Zenith. Odyssey ready for launch immediately. High orbit, April 1, 2065. We're not blind to the irony of making this announcement on April 1st, said Far Zenith spokesman Oswald Delgrad in a live holocast this morning. But I can assure you, this is not a prank. Construction on the Odyssey is complete. All systems appear to be entirely operational. In short, we're ready to go. All that remains is to run comprehensive system tests, especially of the bleeding edge antimatter pulse drives, and resolve various minor logistical details. I thought this wasn't ready. I thought it was disbanded. The announcement comes a mere 4 years after Far Zenith's purchase of the derelict Odyssey. Abandoned in orbit in July 2057, Delgarad wrapped the announcement by fielding questions from press logons on the size of the crew. Delgarad said, adult humans, very minimum, 50 to 60 individuals. But of course, the living and breathing folks aren't the real headcount here. That'd be the 200,000 Zeogots in cryo storage. When asked about the projected launch date, Delgard answered, we're absolutely going to hit this July date. Obviously, we would have loved another few years to with a crew, but with the situation on Earth deteriorating as it is, we've decided to move aggressively. Asked if he has any parting words for humanity, Oswald nods, telling me, we share the hope that Zero Dawn will reverse Earth's terrible crisis. Either way, we at Far Zenith are committed to doing all we can to ensure that humanity has a future. If not on its home planet, then elsewhere. As the remaining 76 members of Far Zenith and their identities, the guard remained characteristically coy. They're fine, he said. Thanks for asking. Oh, so they purchased it and then decided to complete it. Okay. That's something. Alright, so we now just have to do the scan glyphs, which are in homes. I need to find Bright something or another. That's Sunfall. You're Blazing Torch. You're the Shattered Klin. You're where I need to go to get that last thing. You're Pitchcliff. Day Tower. I need to go to Day Tower. Two Teeth. Hunters Gather. Hollow Fort. Banuk Settlement. Where would it be? That's Mother's Crown. That's Devil's Thirst. That'd be Mother's Rise. So it would be over this way. Because that is Day Tower Gate. That's Day Tower. I know I went to it, obviously. It's just, Bright Market. Wait, Bright Market? Would Bright Market not be down here? That's Meridian Village. That's the estate. Bright Market. That's a gate. Ah! No, there's Bright Market. Found it! It shouldn't take me too long to get these, and then we're just gonna try and get that last Hunter's Lodge. The last Hunter's Lodge is probably what's gonna give me, the last one for the Hunter Lodge is probably the one that's gonna give me the most problem, because it already has failed like 3 times in the last episode. So we're gonna see what we can do in this episode, because it's a little irritating. Alright, so this one, it says, from the merchant, walk to the water. Scroll lays on boxes behind a cart. So, behind a cart near the water. Where's the merchant?
What's this? Karja gear? It fits you well.
Yeah, thanks. Where is a cart near the water? Where's the fucking merchant? Oh, he's all the way over there. I haven't even actually spoken to this merchant.
Won't cost you a
Oh, there it is.
to look.
History of Sunfall. The history of Sunfall. After the vanishing of the Radiant Iriv and his cohort in the west, the Radiant Basadid ordered a mighty fortress built at the Sundome's farthest reach. His luminescence chose to build atop ancient ruins, reasoning the ancients must have seized upon the location for its strategic value. Of the ancients, their works of two smooth gray stone and strangely carved metal were collapsed or built over, and the catacombs sealed off. Only the stone ring, perhaps used for some unknown ritual, was left in place to serve the garrison as a training ground. Even though its builders and soldiers lived in fear of the land where the sun goes at night, the finished walls of the fortress were mighty and unshakable. His luminescence and his high priest, the irrefutable Pashaman, named it Sunfall, under the blazing eye of the sun, and by the light it was good. None doubted the radiant Basadid's prudence, nor denied his lingering hope that his brother might one day be sighted again. But no great threat would come from the west in his lifetime, nor did it come from the next 2 generations. The records show the men of Sunfall fought many bandits and scroungers, skulking in the Rust Wash, and a dangerous stampede of Behemoths in the Long Burn. In time, Sunfall slipped from common memory until the 6th year of the 11th Sun King's reign, when the Irradiant Marzid himself came to inspect it. In the desert heat, his luminescence received a vision of the Orient Citadel with a dome of metal so polished it would greet the dawn and catch the rays of the sun's last shining at dusk. At once, he ordered the dedication of the Sun Dome's resources to building the structure. After its construction, his luminescence took the citadel as his summer palace, bringing with him many members of the Sun Court, nobles, and artisans. In time, Sunfall became a city unto itself, and the source of the great works, such as Passing of the Tall Neck among the dunes, Turning Seasons at Bronzeflesh, and Lament for Cinnabar Sands. The stone training ring was repurposed for shows for pageantry for young blazons, or the Hunter's Lodge hawks to display the sun's dominance over the machines. Sunfall's prominence in the culture of the Sundom continued for many years until the Sun King Marzid's untimely demise in the citadel he so treasured. For his procession back to the All-Light, a line of torches were laid all the way across the day-brink, so that over the days and nights of his bearing, he might always go in light. The departed king's brother, the radiant Hivaz, was occupied wholly with renewing the soldiery of the Sundom, and with the old Sun King's passing, so too passed this chapter in the Sunfall's history. In the early years of the 13th Sun King Duran's reign, before the falling of his shadow, a particularly harsh season came upon the Sand Whisper Valley. Upon hearing that the storms could strip the very detailing off armor, he decreed that the strongest among his guard should be trained in the desert here, and named Kestrels. Indeed, Helis, who would become the most infamous of the Kestrels, was one of the first to survive his foraging by sun and sand here. In the 15th year of Sun King Duran's reign, when the sacrifices in the Sun Ring were judged insufficient to calm the derangement of the machines, he presided over the blooding of the ring at Sunfall. A sharp beam that was driven with spears and spurned over slaves of the Osran and Utaru. When the beast turned upon the Kestrels, the Sun King suddenly declared that the sun, in its correct generosity, would accept the sacrifice of the faithless and the faithful alike. So began a fearful era for Sunfall, of sacrifices unending in its sun ring, and the citadel whispered of as a place where no light shone. Many upstanding citizens of the Sun Dome were taken inside his door to despair as surely as they had journeyed to the Forbidden West. In the last days of Sun King Jiran's reign, Sunfall was in the charge of his kestrels and high priest, no longer answering to the Sundom as a whole. It was no surprise then that following the liberation of Meridian, Jiraiya's loyalists sought refuge at Sunfall. As a fortress, it was impenetrable, but cut off from the mountainous lands across Daybreak. It was a city impoverished. So stood the stalemate in the first year of the 14th Sun King, the reign of Ad, and so stood Sunfall, once built to protect the Sundom from the shadow of the west, and now sheltered a worse shadow, the false Karja who dwelt within. Okay, so we already have the bylaws of the lodge, so we got to go to the next one, which is in Day Tower, which we know where Day Tower is. I don't know why I did that. I got the majority of these, which I'm happy for. So we don't have to go through a lot of them like we did for the world text. But still. It's a lot. It's a lot. I know it is. You can temporarily take machines out of combat by tying them down with a rope caster. Yeah, except... it takes a lot to take them down. Alright,
Don't ask me where to go if you're lost. I'm a guard, not the town crier.
Yeah, hi. I know you're not the town crying. Sitting next to the merchant looking north. Where is the merchant? This way. It's up here. Oh, it's up there. I can see the block.
Would you like to buy something today? Check out these wares.
The block is around. It's around here somewhere. I don't want to check out your wares, good sir. No, I'm missing it.
Knew it was the never time for an Oseram tried to kill the Sun King.
The longer the split with the shadow Karj lasts, the
You're the merchant. To the left is a crane hoisting. The scroll lays on the... Oh, it's on the crane.
Karja merchant of Osram.
Oh.
You'll like what I have for sale, I promise.
I have no problem with talking
These wares.
I have to look on the other side, I bet. There it is. Alrighty. A guide to the claim by the well-traveled Aram. Often I fling open the windows of my villa not only to partake the scents and sights of the city, but to hear the questions on the streets. Equally often I hear asked aloud what to make of these outsiders, these Oseram, who are suddenly our allies or even neighbors. Why do they eat as they do, argue as they do? What is the matter of their heady scent? Why are they always drinking? Like a ray of the sun amid the darkness, a question is best followed to its source. So for the benefit of the inquisitive, I contrived to join a trading caravan to the claim, at least as far as the closest village beyond the break walls. The claim, it is a muted land where fire smoke hangs heavy in the air among the tall, thin trees, where the ground has not been dug up in the awesome, ceaseless search for metal. It is cased in frost, and beneath the frost yet more frost before stony soil. And worse, soot. Everywhere soot, all pervading. Though I had worn my sturdiest travel silks, keeping them unsoiled proved impossible. Noticing my discomfort, some Austrian washerwomen offered their services, but seeing the shade of the water in their tubs, I declined. Indeed, regard for cleanliness is not an Austrian virtue. Despite its protective walls of piled slate and slouched round stone huts, the village struck me as overly exposed to the elements, the chief elements in the claim being a cold, oily rain and hoarfrost. Frost. Even so, the open fires hissed and spat and burned on, and the mood was bustling and lively, much as you might find an outbuilding for livestock, for example. What will I endure to bring the light of knowledge to the folk of my tribe? The Rossum have no priests or kings, and spit at the mention of such titles. But they defer to the counsel of their wise men, the village Yeldorman. It seems each settlement selects such men for the purpose of unceasing argument. From dawn until long into the night, they shout over each other on matters of policy and taxation. Come the next morning, a line of villagers will already have formed for the privilege of arguing back. I joined such a line for several hours while children squealed, birds squawked, and hammering, a cursed, endless hammering, echoed over the trampled straw and rain-filled cart ruts. Finally, I was permitted to face the three eldermen and deliver my question. I asked for their opinion on the peace between our tribes, and the Sun King of Odds offered a welcome in Meridian itself. Readers, I say asked, but the matter was not so simple. As the Ostrom erupted into insults and arguments even before the words had finished leaving my lips, I found myself talked over, shouted down, subject to seemingly unconnected abuse, and it was only when I raised my voice in return, invigorating experience, that I was grudgingly answered. Their opinions are muddled and mixed, to say the least, and I will not profane this parchment by transcribing the words used to express them. Suffice it to say that they see the benefit of free trade between our tribes, and indeed have flourished from it after long years of war. However, it seems few Ostrom that trade outside the claim return their taxes, or even return at all. The eldermen believe they are stolen away by a manner of living that is downright karja, a phrase they punctuate by spitting upon the floor. In return, I suggested that their mistrust and fear of a civilized way of life was positively Ostrom. I could not bring myself to spit indoors. This caused great commotion, after which I was bodily carried from the building upon the shoulders of my host and deposited in the midst of a coming-of-age celebration, not for man, but for some new manner of device. I woke on a cart arriving at Pitchcliff. My throat was hoarse, my arms numbed from accepting countless challenges to wrestle, and the taste of an alcohol, much like machine oil, was still on my tongue. My head ached as if split down the center. Truly, I had risked my life in search of an answer. Is there more to the Ostrom character than brawling, drinking, and shouting? Simply put, dear reader, there is not. But let us hope that the elderman's fears will be proven true, and in the time the sun's light and Marion's glory can temper these rough hewn folk. Alright, what was my last scanned one? Olin's Journal. Alright, Lone Light. I'm pretty sure I know where Lone Light is. Is it not right here? Most of these should be really simple to go to because they should be in settlements. And it shouldn't take me long to get them. Okay, here it says to go into the tavern. Is this the tavern? No. Oh, right there. The old ones. Oh, never mind. This is not one I thought it was. Myths of the Old Ones. Any Karja devout knows that the truth of the Old Ones is laid out plainly in the articles of the Sun Faith. The twilight time came upon them as in the cycle of things, followed by a long light, and finally our ancestors' birth in the new dawn. Since that dawn, Karja history has been written in the path of the sun, not the faded glories of those who came so long before us. Even the leaves of the Old Ones found by Araman are long since cracked and fallen to dust. Nevertheless, collected here for study are the colorful beliefs of the Old Ones held by other tribes, which may offer a small insight into those tribes' primitive views of the world. The Ostrom, as might be expected, view the workings of the world as a device, one where all things behave according to mechanical rigidity and not the sun's divine rhythms. The movement of the tribes, of the seasons, even the stars at night, all are accounted for by this interlocking and complicated mechanism. The old ones were the caretakers of this great machine, but they neglected their duty to maintain it. The world machine thus fell into despair, and the civilization of the old ones collapsed with it. Now the Ostrom use their myth to berate the other tribes as negligent, and to hammer upon their own importance. How convenient that their tinkers and metal workers alone might learn this mechanism's secrets and improve upon it with their ingenuity. Blech, I can't speak sometimes, and I can't say words sometimes. An even more fanciful tale of censure comes from the Nora barbarians. They believe that the old ones turned away from the teachings of the Nora's female god, the All-Mother, and eloped with the machines to build their mighty cities. Having failed to tempt the Nora to join them, the machines rallied under a great metal devil and attacked the All-Mother. In her vengeance, she stripped the machines of their wisdom, reducing them to the simple metal beasts we see today. Without the assistance of the machines, the old ones were left to wander as exiles, never permitted to return to the isolation of the Nora and their strange feminine rites. From the survivors of this so-called punishment grew the other tribes. Then this is why the Nora show distrust to all outside their borders. For we are descended from the faithless, and do not shun the trappings of the ancient world. Surprisingly, it is the Banuk whose belief is most similar to our own, though their mythology is bizarre in many other ways. They believe the old ones grew complacent, thinking there was no challenge they could not overcome, and in their pride were undone. Hence the Banuk give them no more attention than any other tribe defeated by the harshness of Banuk land. In fact, many Banuk hunters point to the absence of ruins and Ban-Ur as a sign that the old ones were never strong enough to endure its challenges. They claim that only the machines and the Banuk have ever roamed there, and so they have nothing to learn from the ancients. The distant Utaru believe that the old ones are still with them at all times. In Utaru ritual, those who die are returned to the soil, nourishing the land, living on through new growth. As long as the dead are remembered, they will contribute to the harvest and make them bountiful. Utaru see the richness of their territory, playing song as evidence of this unique and disturbing cycle. Finally, as there are few living scholars in the Tenach, we are regrettably denied any insight from that tribe. From what is known, though, it seems they have little concept of a wider history at all. But of course, this is what elevates a scholar of Meridian from a bloodthirsty raider to be aware of all the sun's light touches, however strange and unlikely the tales. Okay, so we got 3 left. There's a tavern somewhere. Oh, there it is. That's probably the tavern one. A Guide to Ban-Ur and the Banuk by the well-traveled Aram. Ah, the sun shines golden on these times, where one can experience the whole world without leaving the streets of Meridian. But for the gates are thrown open, and the world comes to us. And yet, as I walked among the markets, I heard a question on the arrogant. What to make of the Banuk, these stoic, silent, northern hunters? These men and women of the ice. Unfortunately for my investigations, Banuk outlanders seldom remain in Meridian long enough for exhaustive study. It is believed their cold blood does not take well to the heat. If I was to seek this knowledge, I would have to undergo the ordeal of taking up travel pack and quill and journeying to their homeland. And so it came to be that I spent a miserable time living among the Banuk in frigid Ban-Ur. Though the Banuk speak of their territory in reverent tones, put plainly, it is the most uncomfortable place in the world. There is beauty, soaring glaciers of jeweled hues, billows of steam that erupt from the earth, swirling auroras in the skies above. Yes, yes, but the novelty quickly passes and the bone-freezing chill remains. It is a country of the moon, for in the day the sun is reduced to a needle's eye through the gray, and in the night the moon rises 4 times the width. There is no welcome, not in the land nor from its people. Though I lived among one of the Werricks, something like a group of families, but without the stability of a noble house, each member must prove that they possess the will to survive alone. They seek to always be challenged, whether at the jaws of a machine or simply in their daily existence. I tried to explain my position, that a Karja faces a challenge, devises a solution, and then with the challenge overcome, can live in contentment. This concept horrified them. It was made clear that when I expected to sleep, I must dig out my own hollow in the snow for my tent. Wherein I expected to eat, I must hunt food myself. I hid my disappointment. After all, I had participated in a hunting trial or 2 in my time and accepted. On the 3rd morning, I was able to bring down a rabbit, much like those seen in the plains, but with a downy snow coat. Upon presenting my prize to the wreck, I received only blank stares until one indicated I must scan and prepare. Reader, will spare you the details. The experience nearly changed me to eat only maize bread forevermore. I had barely finished my gory portion before the nuke set off on a machine hunt with their shaman, a man with machine bindings sewn into his very skin. Perhaps another challenge to decency? He claimed to sense machine spirits close by, and sure enough, the hunters had followed tracks in the snow to a grazer herd. The Manuk made short work of them with their spears. And, struck with a curious desire to prove myself, I threw myself into stripping a fallen machine for parts. Instead of praise for my initiative, I was subject to the shaman's cursing willing, and hauled back to camp by a sullen hunter. Eventually, she explained that the machine spirits must be thanked for the gift of a successful hunt before any parts are harvested. Truly, I was despairing of the shifting wilds of the Banuk culture. I longed for the certainty of the sun's guidance. That night, mercifully my last, my companions and other were gathered under a pitiless clear sky to exchange songs, their way of recording history. Some understood the glyphs but chose not to use them, asking, "What is a song without voices?" By this point, I knew better than to answer. My deeds warranted a whole verse in the song of my companions, but from what I could make out, much was lost in the translation. Still, there was laughter enough, and many promised to leave me a Banuk farewell mark for our time together. I parted ways with the Wereck not far from the high bloom, and set about climbing back down to Dawn's Sentinel, and with it, sun-blessed civilization. As for the farewell marks, I saw no such thing when I packed my wetly frozen belongings. Another Banuk mystery, perhaps, and my advice to you, dear reader, is to let these people keep their mysteries to themselves. Okay. I have the Nora. So I'm missing the derangement. I have the old ones. I have the Captain the Capers. And I'm missing the Forbidden West. Okay. So with this one, the derangement is back in Day Tower. Really? Oh, good thing it don't take me long to get back to Day Tower. And one's in the Blazing Arch. Okay. Some of these I missed because I'm just not paying attention to them.
Snowfall. Getting colder.
Yeah, well, when you come up this way, it's gonna get cold.
The finest goods here. See for yourself.
Now, is it up this way?
Just because he failed to kill the Sun King doesn't mean...
Oh, right there.
Don't forget to stock up before you're on the road.
The derangement. The derangement of the machines. Esteemed lords and ladies of the Sun Core, honored kings and patrons. Your concern regarding the continuing derangement of the machines are noted. Though many seasons have passed since the first sightings of this frightful change, the Sun King is well aware that this is no longer a matter of reports from border patrols and hunter laws expeditions. One needs only look to the abandoned estate lands, indeed, the estate you owned, left for the jewel to reclaim, or to the empty freeholds of the common Karja folk. None of the Sun King has taken every measure to protect Holy Meridian and the Maze lands with renewed patrols. As for entreating the sun, we believe the cause of derangement cannot be the sun's displeasure alone, for the years of sacrifice under Sun King Dron's produce no noticeable effect on the machines. His Lumens and the Sun Priests are in agreement that even if this is an ordeal set for us by the sun, our suffering will not be reduced with blood. For our edification, I will recount what we have observed of the derangement of the simpler machines. The herd creatures, the gallopers, the scullers, where once they fled to the sight of men, now they are more likely to charge. The larger creatures, once only a menace to the inbred and foolhardy, can be seen to lunge at the unwary with murderous intent. This is to say nothing of the coming of the Sawtooth or its metal brethren, the Ravager, the Stalker, or that terrible giant, the Thunderjaw. Each one has proved a more capable killer of men than the last, each wielding a wider array of strange weapons. The wilds are no longer safe due to the hostility of these new machines, though to date they not attacked a settlement within the Sundom. Outlanders have brought no surge or fanciful explanations for this behavior. Some suggest that the machines have come to resent men for hunting them, yet such a thing has never been witnessed among beasts of flesh and blood, and they are proven to be more capable of thinking and memory. Karja hunters and Osram tinkers alike have attempted to understand the phenomenon by inspecting failed machines, but these appear no different to those harvested many years before derangement began, with the same assortments of wires, braiding, lenses, hearts, and so on. When these parts are subject to the light of the sun or to the Osram experiments with fire and spark, they react as they always have. The Banu Calvert claim to have recorded a change in the machine songs and machine spheres, suggesting that these have become increasingly discordant. The Sun King has sent envoys to Ban-Ur to learn more in the hopes that their mysticism might contain a truth when the rational light of the sun is brought to bear upon it. Of course, the Sun King graciously welcomes your own contribution to the study of the derangement, asking only that they are delivered in written form and not during royal audience. His Luminous also hopes to dissuade you from participating in machine hunts during these uncertain times. The strength of a united Sun Court is the strength of all Karja. Respectfully, Tashadi Court Envoy. This one is in Blazon Arch, which I think is over here. The scroll lays in the Marud boat on the wooden dock. Okay. I keep forgetting that I did not put those on here. I really should. Come on, load. 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 Alright. Wooden dock. Thanks. Exposition into the Forbidden West. Reader, if you would know of the Forbidden West, there are none more qualified to be your teller than I, the considerate Udain, healer of the Blazon Arch. Why? For I yet live, unlike the outlanders who gasp and shriek the tales that follow. Foolhardy blazons and madcaps all, they were brought to me near death, poisoned, mortally wounded, or driven witless by what they had experienced in the lands beyond the Daunt. With such wounds, it was all I could do to ease their pain and try to make notes from their ranting. As the sun shines upon me, I cannot vouch for the full truth of these tales. I only hope they will satisfy your curiosity and turn you from the path that led these imprudent explorers and daredevil trekkers to their deaths. Though each account differs, it is certain that the western lands are most unlike our own. Some cross deserts of palest white, others deserts the color of fire, or even limitless sweeps of blue sand that seem to reflect the sky above, broken only by the remains of ancient machines. Others spoke of vast prairies of tall grass, each blade sharp enough to draw blood, dotted with shivering black flowers, or incalculable plains of dried mud cracked like a great mosaic. At night, unknown animals watch with glowing eyes, and strange birds, all the colors of kites and fireworks, chitter and call out in men's voices. Most extraordinary of all are these reports of a lake 100 times the size of the Daybrink, so wide the far shores cannot be made out, and so deep that an entire city of the ancient stands drowned within. The water is sour to the taste and sickening, and it is said to rise up and push back against those who attempt to cross. It would seem that dead cities without number have been consumed by the shifting dunes in the west, their skeletal towers mirrored in the seas of sand. The wind is heard to sing low, mournful song through these ruins, and through the skeletons of vast metal birds now fallen, or over great metal bowls now filled with depths of black water, where fish dart with like shooting stars. That song of ruin, rising from a hum to a howl, still haunted these men and women as they thrashed and sweated in unquiet sleep. But though the western lands are harsh, and even their beauty hides dangers, it is not the land alone that swallows up all who venture within, that inflicts the brain and wounded suffered by those few fortunate enough to return. Oh yes, all have spoken of new machines in the west, machines more strange and terrible than any found in the Sundom. With their fingernails, dying witnesses have scratched out impossible shapes, or if they still possess severed limbs, then vocal organs mimicked jerking movements and imitated awful sounds, all belonging in the throes of madness. And what manner of men live where the sun goes at night, these tales were the most chilling. One spoke of drinkers of machine blood, their lips and tongues stained, their teeth replaced with metal. Another described youths as pale as ash, all wearing the same faces, who hunt silently and tirelessly in the night. Still another told of a tribe seen only from afar, whose folk busied themselves digging deep pits in the sand only to fill them in again for unknowable reasons. While another tribe was only glimpsed upon the waters of the great lake, riding their thin, dark boats. Oh, son, and half of me regrets subscribing these stories, for they inspire questions that can only be answered by yet more doomed expeditions. And yet I must tell the tales, for what else remains of these poor and wretched men and women? If they sought riches, they found none to bring back, nothing save a handful of black silt, or a curiously stamped piece of metal, a chunk of desert glass with shifting hue, or an odd smooth shell. I have kept all these things to remind me of those who went in search of the forbidden and paid for it dearly. Reader, if you think yourself an adventurer, heed the warning in this old man's collection of strange small things, and go not into the Forbidden West. Well, the next game is called Forbidden West, so I'm going to the Forbidden West, whether I want to or not. Alright, I'm pretty sure I need to come back here. Right? No, not you. Not you. You are not the one I'm going to. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay. Alright, guys. Guys. We've only got one more power cell to get, and we gotta go into the mountain that fell quest to get that. But I want to get this and the last one done for the Hunter's Lodge before I start doing that. Because I have this inkling of a feeling that that's going to be no fun. Oh, that's Fire Clan. I don't want Fire Clan. Now, for this, I'm unsure of what I need to be doing to fucking finish this, because I just need one more blazing bloody sun.
Here to try. For this trial, you must use the Thunderjaw's cannon to destroy Ravagers. You can shoot the... Oh, and... Good luck. Oh, come on.
That hurt it.
shit. Come on! Oh my gosh. Yes! All sun grounds earned. Fuck yeah. Up. Whew. I finally did it. And that got me 2 trophies at once. Nice, nice.
Your performance on that trial has earned you a blazing sun.
Thanks.
You've earned a lot of suns, Nora. There are awards available for hunters like you. Speak to Idaba at the lodge in Meridian.
Okay.
I
Awesome.
have to go.
That's what I'm doing.
As you like.
Oh, I got 1 reward. Awesome. Now I got 3 skills. And what I want here... Yes. I want that. Alright. Now I can... Hold up. This one. Okay, guys. We did it. Oh, I'm so happy about that. I'm not going to go in and do the frozen walls, and probably until the next... not the next episode, but the episode after that. I think I'll complete this one, in the next episode, I will do the mountain that fell, because I'm going to, I believe that's going to be a very long one, and I'm going to use a whole episode for that. I'm hoping to get this, and I will go somewhat into the mountain that fell, only to get the power cell, so I can get the power cell for this episode. So, yes, that's what I believe I'm going to do. Because I think that will make it easier on me.
Still can't find a woman.
Alright. Claim your blazing sun reward, claim your half sun reward, and claim your other reward.
Khan Kadish, cherished brother,
In shadow have been
and Sunhawk Talavad Khan
What can I do
Kadish,
for you today?
beloved father.
How are the trials
Their
going for
memory
you?
and
Have enough marks
sacrifice
for
be
a
a
weapon
beacon
yet?
for all hunters.
I believe I have enough here.
all
What
people
next?
to
You
follow.
brought in all the sun marks at once. You're going to make a lot of hunters jealous. Not that it takes much. I'm pleased to present to you a Lodge Blast Sling, a Lodge Rope Caster, and the Lodge Warbow. Congratulations, you're a Master Hunter of the Lodge. All I can give you now is encouragement.
Thanks.
Just rest my feet for a minute.
So I got some new weapons. Alright, where are they? Did I not actually get them? Ah. There we go. Now I got them. Ooh, 70, 50 for that handling. I mean, yeah, about the same. Wait, that one better? That handling's better than this one. You're 70. Yeah. That's not what I wanted. Well, actually, no. Let's equip it to that one, and I want to put modifications on it. Yeah, those are actually much better. This one is 105 to 218. And 108 to 275. So I'll probably equip that one. And what about you? I want my handling to go up. There we go. But I think the only thing I'm going to do is change out that one. Alright, so we're going to... We're not actually, we're gonna go into it, but still. We're not gonna stay for very long because I want to get in, get what I need, and get out to go get the, because I want to get the cell. I want to get the power cell so I can get the armor, and when I get the armor, which I can probably put on after modifying it, I can go out and do the Mountain Nethel. I could probably also pick up a bunch of heals while I'm up here. I forgot I had to go through all of this bullshit. I didn't actually need the fire clan route. Okay. I don't have enough. baby. Yeah, no, I have no ammo there. Ugh.
Saving these for the trail.
I don't know if that's Fire Clan or Health. This might be Fire Clan. Shockwave route. Oh, I might need to change what I'm wearing. Because I don't think that's going to Cured Hide and Fear Wyverns protect the wearer from freeze damage. Yeah, we're going up into a cold area. I forgot which side goes up the mountain. I'm pretty sure it's this side.
It's heavy. Well, it's going away. Stocking up.
Shit. Oh, there it is. I'm gonna be like, how the fuck do I get up here again? The Stormbird should not be up here. Pretty sure I got rid of the Stormbird, so I shouldn't have to worry.
Save these for the trail.
Which is awesome because that just means I can grab all the shit I need. I should be able to teleport back here. Once I actually get in to Gaia. Really glad that this one does not respawn. Because I think that'd be a little ridiculous. I'm almost full up on health ones. Which I'm probably going to need.
I'll tuck that away.
Is there any more? I might find some inside. But I'll come back anyways and redo those, so it should be fine for right now. So we're gonna get some silence shit, but other than that, we're
Gaia's sacrifice. It did this. Cracked the inside of the mountain like it was an egg.
uh-huh.
Yes, yes. Quickly now. I've prepared the way ahead for you.
So you've been in here before.
To a point. You'll see.
Alright, finally we can get somewhat in here.
You made a climbing path for me, but left an army of machines for me to deal with?
Since when were machines any obstacle for you? If you could fly, I wouldn't have bothered with a climbing path either.
Don't look down. Don't look down.
Thanks. So wonderful of you.
This is exactly the kind of place I expected to find you in, Silence.
Thank you. It's one of many workshops I've constructed over the years.
Oh, really? Wonderful.
For years, I tried to get through this hatch. I drilled, I burned, I blasted. But we both know that you won't have any trouble getting through.
You make it sound like I should apologize.
Not at all. It never occurred to me that the way through would not be with force, but with a key. A key in human form. The failure of imagination was mine, not yours.
Yeah, we'll be back. As soon as I'm done.
Looks like you've spent a lot of time here.
With power cell.
19 years ago, a great explosion destroyed this mountain. Gaia's death, your birth. The echo could be heard as far as the claim. Ash darkened the skies. How they fretted in Meridian as they tried to read this omen.
Yeah, I'm sure they would have
The
read
crater
it.
burned for weeks, but when it cooled, I was the first to behold what lay within.
Not all the way.
Over time, the machines closed ranks to protect it. Useful. Soon, no one dared to come here. Except me.
Trying to find answers.
In her message, Gaia said we could restore her, but after seeing the damage, how could that be?
She said any effort to repair her must come after Hades is destroyed. I concur. Rebuilding the terraforming system now might allow Hades to use it as a weapon.
Yeah.
Because of Gaia's sacrifice, it has been forced to search for means that are less convenient.
But do you think it's even possible to restore Gaia?
You know what the Cauldrons are capable of. How they fabricate any technology necessary to create a machine. By the same principle, it should be possible to replicate every technology necessary to repair Gaia.
Yeah.
but that would take years. And we're counting the time we have left by the hour.
I thought you might actually be here this time. Actually, here.
Why? My presence is unnecessary. You don't need my help to pass through this door.
That's true.
You were the one born to do this, not me.
But I would like to have a companion.
It's time for me to head in.
Yes. When you find the Master Override, you will gain the power to defeat Hades. Everything depends on you.
Yeah, that does not sound foreboding.
Genetic identity confirmed. Entry authorized. Greetings, Dr. Sobek. You are clear to proceed.
Well, I'm glad I'm clear to proceed. Alright, it says it, instead of going that way. Well, maybe I do have to go that way still. Oh, hey, look.
Logging arrivals. Shan Margot.
Welcome to Frozen Hell. Population 10.
11 counting Gaia.
Don't count your chicken embryos before they're incubated, hon. She's still firing up. Be a while before you eat that omelet.
Mind your foot.
Vegan Travis, you'd think we'd worked in the same secret base long enough for you to notice.
We weren't scheduled to shack up here for another 3 weeks. You realize I just lost 350 kilos of pre-code smut comics in transit.
Wait, actual physical media? Why didn't you have it digitized?
Can't beat the feel of physical media on your fingers. And in here, we
Put
ain't gonna be
down.
touching a whole lot else. Figured I was gonna pass
Get
the time
off.
driving them. What about you?
Me? Work, I guess. My task queue stretches out for like 3 years. There's a lot of sharp edges to round off. After that, I hadn't really thought about it.
Oh, you will.
Okay.
You what, 30? Reckon you'll be the one turning the lights off at the end.
Rappel down into the
Food for
room.
thought, huh, vegan?
This sucks forever.
I'm gonna wait for this to
Not
finish.
forever. Just the rest of your life.
How do I get... There we go. I need to find this last power cell.
This should be the last power cell I need to get to that ancient...
Yeah. Data point. Okay. Wait, can I... like, teleport out of here? I need to come over here. I got the power cell. That's what I wanted. With the power cell, I can get the armor, which is what I want. I want that armor. Armor, 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 armor. Yeah, 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 yeah. Gonna armor up. Ooh, I can still go up one? Hell yeah. Ow! I didn't mean to do that. Oh, I could've just dived. I forgot I could do that. Oh, wrong way.
Those clamps have the armor locked in place.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's a way to power up the mechanism. Release
Oh,
the
there
clamps.
is.
Only 2 more. Just 1 more. There we go. The last one.
Alright.
All powered up. Now to get the dials in position. There must be some kind of code.
Yeah. I don't know what this is. Okay, so... Fuck. 90 degrees. .360 is all the way around. So 360 is fine. You stay right there, okay? 90 degrees is probably that way. 270? Shit. It was 180, which is straight down. 180 plus 90 is 27, right? So you go that way. 450. It'd probably be this way. Wrong way. Is that it? No, okay. So maybe it's the other way. Oops. Ugh, wrong way. So... I must be dumb at math. What if 90 is... No, because this would be 90. When you're talking about 90, this is... That's the way to go.
These numbers. They must be related to segments of a circle.
They are. I just got to figure out the segment of the circles. It's 180 plus 90. 270 would be that way. Yeah. 360 is all the way up. Because that's all the way around in a circle. Plus... that would be that way. Oh, okay, so this one? Wrong way.
Did it. Let's have a look at that armor inside. Alright. Now let's see what we can do with this material.
Uh-huh. Okay. Got the Shield Weaver outfit. Yeah, what is a shield? Ancient alloy salvaged by alloys, stitched to Nora leather. Projects a damage-absorbed force field. Takes time to recharge when depleted. Hell fucking yeah. Alright! Now we're definitely... safe. I guess. Invalid location. What do you mean? No, that means I gotta go all the way back. No. Oh shit. Don't do that. You might get spotted. Wrong button.
Snow chill, bitches.
Alright. This is where we're going to end this episode. So, if you guys think I deserve, like, comment, review, lovely subscription, why don't you go ahead and drop it down below. Martinez, you know, usual. Bye.